Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am Britt, and if you haven't subscribed yet, you probably should because I talk about geeky things, and today I'm doing this video, from a slightly different angle because we're going to be talking about manga. Specifically, a while back I did my anime backlog, anime that I own that I have never finished. Today I want to talk to you about my manga backlog because it's slightly atrocious of the things that I have not read. Basically, out of the things I have read, that would be a shorter list. Okay, so this is a little embarrassing because I used to just collect manga, but for some reason I never really read a ton of manga, and I don't really know why. I just would continue to purchase it and say I was going to read it, and then I never ever do. So, here we go. Let's just talk about it. So the only series that I've ever finished actually reading, technically Codebreaker, because only 2 volumes came out in America. So, there's that. Death Note I have finished. ES I have finished reading. Technically I finished reading Ranma 1/2, but not out of the ones that I own. I have finished reading One Pound Gospel. I have finished reading Maison Ikoku. And technically the first series of Trigun, because there's Trigun and then there's Trigun Maximum, so. But I've not finished Trigun. So that's pretty much it. So let's kind of talk about what series I have that I have not read and why I haven't read them. So let's get started. So let's just start by taking Foxy down and talking about 06. So this is one I haven't read because I only have volume 4. I only have volume 4, so I've not read it. There's a panty shot on this cover, so I am very excited to know what this story is about. I think this came from one of those random pulls that Dylan and I got at Anime Detour, a grab bag that that Dylan and I got at Detour one year. I think that's where this came from. I'd have to look back at our unboxing of that. Then I have 20th Century Boys, and I just have Volume 1 and Volume 7. So even if I wanted to read, I could read Volume 1, but then I'd be stuck reading the rest of this. But I do actually want to check this one out because I know Dylan really likes it. Dylan really likes the mangaka, but also it seems kind of interesting. Seems kind of straight up my alley. So then there's Aegis, and this is Volume 6. So that's why I haven't read that. And then there's All You Need Is Kill. This is an omnibus. This is all of it. So there's literally no reason. I am super into reading this one. This one seems super cool. I haven't read it. I just haven't read it. So this is like on the top of my list though. Then there's Assassination Classroom. So I have 1 through 7 of Assassination Classroom, and I am on Volume 2. I went through a really weird phase of reading Volume 1, and then I got into Volume 2, but I kept getting distracted, and now it's been a couple of years since I've read where I'm at in Volume 2. But I remember where I'm at, so it's not like it's that big of a deal, but there's that. Oh, I have read this Beast Wars manga. I have read this, so there's that. This is The Gathering. It's Transformers Beast Morphers. It's a OEL manga, obviously, about Beast Morphers. Nope, Beast Wars. So there's that. Back, I've only got the 1 volume, and literally the only reason I got the 1 volume was so that I had something for Greg to sign back a million years ago. I have read this volume at the very least, but back, I'm not super into the idea of reading the manga because it's about music. So I feel like there's something lost about it if I'm reading something about music. Anyway, Blackbird, I have volumes 1 and 2, and then it gets kind of jumbly after that. I'm not a big shoujo person, and I'm not a big vampire person. So you can probably tell why Blackbird isn't exactly a series that I really want to continue reading. Why I bought all of them? Because I collect manga. Black Lagoon, kind of a similar issue. I have Volume 1, but then it kind of gets splotchy after that. I am still hoping and praying that one day it'll be finished because I really want to read it, but you know, whatever. We've already talked about Codebreaker, we've already talked about Death Note. Dacoita. I have all of Dacoita. And I've really always wanted to read the manga. because I love the anime. But then every time I try to grab the manga, I think I'd rather maybe just watch the anime again. So there's that. Talk about ES, I have finished that. Flip side. This is an OEL manga that I got a long time ago. Not a long time ago, but at GeekCon. And I haven't read it yet. And I really should, because it's like even signed by the author. So there's that. Full Metal Alchemist, I only have volume 1. Full Metal Panic, I have volumes 1 and 2. So I could technically read those. Well, this should have already been talked about, but this is out because I only have 1 volume of it. It's Drops of God. Have not finished this volume, but it's really good so far. It's all about wine. I'm into it. Dylan got me that a million years ago. Future Diary, I did start reading it. I may have read all the volumes that I do have, but I know that that's not complete. I only have through volume 5. Anyway, Gundam 00, I don't really even have many of them. I have volume 3 from the first season, volumes 2 and 4 from the second season. So, and I'm not a big fan of the Gundam mangas, just because, again, I feel like Gundam is so actiony that I feel like Gundam should just be watched. You know what I mean? Anyway, then I have Gundam 00F, which is a side story to Gundam 00, and I'm just missing volume 3. So that I will read, because that is not part of the anime. So that I have, that is a completely different story. Gundam Last Outpost, side story to Gundam Wing. You'd think I would have read it. I have the whole thing, but what can you do? Then there's a Seed manga. I think that's all of it as well. But again, may as well just watch Gundam Seed. Just saying. Okay, you can stay down there for right now. So then there's Higurashi. So Higurashi, I have a lot of it. I don't remember how many volumes there are of Higurashi, but I have 18 of them. And I've always wanted to actually read the manga because the game is a different experience, the manga is a different experience, and the anime is a different experience. So I do actually want to obviously read the manga. And I have read some of them. I'm somewhere in the question arcs, not in the answer arcs. So if you guys don't know how Higurashi is told, the black labeled volumes, they're the question arcs, and then the white labeled are the answer arcs. Because Higurashi is a mystery, and so you have to go through the mystery and then you get the answers. There you go. Then there's Inuyasha. So Inuyasha is a little complicated for me. I bought it with the intention of never actually reading it. Here's why. I have actually read a couple of the Vizbigs, but I read Inuyasha illegally after the first series had ended, before I realized how bad that was for the industry. So I purchased essentially what I owed to Rumiko Takahashi. So there you go. There's Itsuwari Bito. I don't even remember who it was that got me interested in this, but I know it's like a very generic shonen, so I've just never really had the desire to actually read it. Hiramangan, I really want to read it. I have volumes 2 through 6, missing 7, and I have volume 8. So I do want to read it. It sounds right up my alley. Very seinen. I'm into seinen, so there you go. Then there's June, which is his volume 2. So this is another one that I got from that like grab bag thing. Then there's Kami Yadori. I was actually reminded about Kami Yadori when I watched the videos that Dylan and I did last time he was here. I watched like our mukbang, and then I went to his channel and watched all the videos that we did together when he was here that are up on his channel. And I talked about this because we found volume 2 at Half Price Books, and I was like, I really wanted to read this. And he's like, why haven't you? I'm like, I don't know. Then there's Magic Touch. Looks like, oh, it's a shoujo. It says shoujo beat. Okay, not into shoujo. This is also volume 9, so there's why I haven't read that. Then there's Maizana Koku, which I have read. Not these books in particular, but I have read all of it. So then there's Juvenile Remix. I don't have volume 1. At one point, volume 1 was up like on Viz's website legally to read. And I did start it, but I never finished it. So then there's Mars. I have volumes 1 and 2. It is the same mangaka that did my favorite manga, ES. So you'd think I would have read at least those 2 volumes. My friend Nikki has all of them, and she said I could borrow them whenever I wanted. You'd think I would have read the whole series by now, but no. No, I have not. Then there's Mermaid Saga. I am on volume 2 of Mermaid Saga. Just a very strange Rumiko Takahashi story, and every time I get connected to somebody, there's a reason why you should never get connected to anybody in these manga volumes. It's fine. Then there's Monster. I have volumes 1, 2, 3, and then 13. I think Dylan sent me the first 3 volumes. I think the manga is going to be better than the anime, and only just because I didn't find the anime super intriguing. I felt the anime was a little boring, so I feel like maybe it'll be the reverse of Death Note, where I thought Death Note was super exciting, and the anime I thought the manga was super boring. I'm hoping the manga is a little different. I don't know why I wasn't into it. But anyway, you know, we're good. Nightmare Inspector, I have volumes 1 and 5. I have not read volume 1 yet, so there's that. I am terrible at this. Then there's One Pound Gospel, which I already talked about. I did read all of that. That is an incredible story, even though it is a little weird because it's about a kid who stalks a nun until she realizes she's in love with him and then leaves her nunhood to marry him. So, not to spoil anything, but it's Rumiko Takahashi. Come on now. Okay, moving on. Oku. This is one that just sounds so interesting, and I do really want to read it, and I have volume 1. I just haven't yet. I think Dylan's read that though. Then there's Project Arms. I only have volume 2 of Project Arms, so there's that. And I don't remember what came first. Did the anime or the manga come first for Project Arms? I don't remember. I don't know. Okay, Ranma 1/2. We've already been through that. I have read it, just not these volumes. Then there's Rine, more Rumiko Takahashi. I have read a decent amount of what I own, but I don't have all of Rine. That's the problem. I have through volume 16. I need to... Oh, I don't have volume 14. Okay. So I need to do that. So then there's Sayuki. So Sayuki is a very interesting story for me because I avoided it a lot in high school. Shayna and Nikki loved Sayuki. But I wanted to be a pisser and not watch it. So I've never seen the anime, even though 2 of my absolute best friends from high school have watched it and love it, and Nikki has even offered to watch it again with me when I expressed my enjoyment of this manga. But then I decided I wanted to read the entire manga and then watch the anime because I've never done that before. I have read some things before, but I've never finished a series and then watched the anime. So that's what I want to do with this, and that's also my plan with Assassination Classroom. So the longer I wait on this is the longer it's going to be before I can actually watch the anime. But I don't know. These are super out of print now, so it's going to be really hard. It's really hard to find them because, you know, it's Tokyo Pop, and didn't they like go out of business and then come back into business, something like that? I don't remember. I remember them going out of business at some point, which is why Samurai Deeper Kyo is weird. So Samurai Deeper Kyo used to be my favorite manga, and I'm actually not that far from the end. I'm like a little more than halfway through, but I'm on volume 26 of Samurai Deeper Kyo. I love the art in this series, and then eventually it became Del Rey. That's what it became, Del Rey. But I think that's because Tokyo Pop went out of business or like stopped producing American manga. I don't know. Tell me the story below because I don't actually remember how that all worked out. Then there's Shaman King. I actually did read a lot of Shaman King when I was a teenager. It was in Shonen Jump when I was a teenager, and I did read it a lot. I watched the anime, and then I got the manga again and read this one and went, what did I like about Shaman King again? I don't know. Okay. It's just really juvenile. In my opinion, if you like Shaman King, that is completely for you, it's completely up to you, but it's just not my style anymore, not my thing. And then Street Angel Kurumi, what volume number is this? 5. A subscriber sent me Tramps Like Us a million years ago. I just haven't read it. And I only have 2 volumes. I don't know how many there are of this one. I should read it though, because apparently I'd really like it. Apparently. Then I've read both Shaman King, or what? I've read both Trigons. What is this one? Oh, that's right, Twin Signal. Where did I get this from? I got this from a thing. From a thing. I don't remember. I remember that's also where I got the Pat Labor movie. Where did I get this again? I don't remember. I've not read it. What volume is it? Volume 1. I could read it if I wanted. Okay. I've read both Trigons. Apparently I was rereading this Trigon at one point because there is a bookmark in here, but I have read both of these. Why is there a bookmark? Apparently I must have been rereading it. There you go. I have not read any Trigun Maximum. No, that's not true. I think I've read through volume 3 of Trigun Maximum. And then I have Vagabond. Of this Vega Vagabond. Have not read it. But when I first... What happened to you? Whatever. When I first got Vagabond... Knuckles, fine. You can go sit over there for right now. So... What is this video? When I first got Vagabond... I was really into samurai stuff. I was really into feudal era stuff. I was really into this kind of thing. And then for some reason, as I started to think about collecting it, my tastes changed to more sci-fi kind of things, or like mysteries, things like that. So I don't know. I do want to read this though, because it sounds really cool, and it's, you know, a seinen, so I think, right? Isn't this technically a seinen? I mean, it's got explicit content, so probably. And then Wolf's Rain, which the anime came first, and I don't think this was ever completed. And why put yourself through that again? If you've seen Wolf's Rain, you know what I'm talking about. Just don't put yourself through it again. So there you go. That is me going through my entire manga collection and explaining why I haven't read anything. Accountability. I didn't read it because, I don't know, there is no reason. I'll see you guys all next time. If you guys want to see my most recent manga collection, you can go ahead and click right here. It hasn't changed much. If you want to see my anime backlog, you can go and click right here. You can click here to subscribe. Please do hit the bell for notifications. Like this video, share this video with everybody you know, and comment down below if you're to read manga, if your manga backlog is worse than mine. Please tell me it is, because even though my manga collection isn't actually as big as some people's in the world, I have a feeling that the people who have those really big collections, they actually read their manga. So there you go. Let's go. Bye.